Hi there guys, this is Dr. Angie and I'm making this short, really spontaneous video. So if there's some blurbs in it, just forgive us. But I'd written this as an email, but I thought it was important to get it to you guys in this format. So first of all, I want to thank you guys personally. If any of you have left a comment on my Facebook page, I really am thankful, and I want you to know I'm looking at all of those myself and reading them all myself. The Everyday Parent Fix-It Manual e-course is going to be available really soon, and it's going to be an e-course that I've developed from my 25 years with working with parents as a pediatrician, a facilitator for kids that learn a little differently, and most importantly, from being the mom of three amazing young boys. The course is geared toward guiding parents toward finding joy and balance in their everyday lives. So if you were to rate your perceived happiness on a scale of 1, being least, to 10, being most, what number would you give yourself right now? You know, we are all entitled to be happy every day, starting today. The Everyday Parent Fix-It Manual is comprised of concepts and exercises that will guide you toward living your life in joy and balance. I think that you should be able to feel like an 8 or better every day, don't you? Many people responded to the email that I sent out a few days ago. And I asked people to post their questions because I really wanted to make sure that we're covering what people want to hear. And one of the most frequent themes was, how do I know if my kids feel loved? And I talk about this exact thing extensively in the Everyday Parent Fix-It Manual, Stage 2, which is called Repairing Family. But I want to share some tips that you can use right now to help ensure that your kids are feeling loved, because we all want to feel loved. In the last email, we talked about the importance of being present and it being the first of 7 different concepts that will empower you toward finding joy from within. And that's all covered in Stage 1. In Stage 2, Repairing Family, we cover concepts important to our interaction with others. Wouldn't you agree that we all want to feel loved? Do you feel loved? Do your children feel loved? Does your significant other feel loved? We know that people perceive love differently. We also know that we tend to love others in ways that we would like to be loved. The ways that we perceive love can be summed up in a great book that's called The 5 Love Languages. Now, the 5 love languages are acts of service, quality time, gifts, words of affirmation, and physical touch. So let's say your child's love language is quality time, but you show them love by giving them hugs and not by scheduling regular one-on-one time with them. Then they might not be feeling as loved as they could. Now, in that scenario, you may be showing love with hugs and kisses because your primary love language is physical touch. So it's important that we learn to speak to our children in their love language. So then the question is, how do you determine each of your children's love languages? You can start by asking yourself, what makes your child light up? Is it when you do something for them? So are they acts of service? Or is it when you schedule time with just them alone, that special one-on-one time? So maybe their love language is quality time. Or when you buy them that one thing that they wanted, maybe it's gifts. Or when you praise them for something they did, maybe it's words of affirmation. Or does it just take a big hug and kiss, physical touch? These are just some examples. When you know someone's love language, then it's up to you to love that individual in the language that they understand. And guess what? When you share what your love language is with others, then they can love you in your language. And that's powerful. My husband and I are keenly aware of one another's love language, as well as the love languages of our children. Now, it seems like it would be simple, but it takes a conscious effort to love others according to their love language as opposed to our own. But when we do that, it makes people feel happy, loved, acknowledged, and respected. And that leads to those individuals feeling more joy in their lives. And that leads to a happier family and a happier you. The great book I mentioned is The 5 Love Languages of Children. It's written by Gary Chapman and Ross Campbell, MD. I'm sure that you may be thinking at this point that if you could just have someone help you help you with your child not being a belligerent teen, or you could just learn how to get through homework with a kid that is always daydreaming, or if I could just tell you how to make your kid behave, then you'd be happy. The truth is that the undertone in which you live your life, the core of who you are and how you deal with life, is more important than the specific situational challenges you may be experiencing. When you are in joy and living a balanced life using tools and concepts that can be learned, you innately know how to handle most situations. The Everyday Parent Fix-It Manual will guide you through those tools and concepts. Now, there will be one more email. I'm not quite sure if it'll be written or video at this point. We're kind of, winging this as we go. But that will come right before the Everyday Parent Fix-It Manual e-course is available. So, in that next correspondence, I'm going to talk about core limiting beliefs. This is so important because our core beliefs, conscious and subconscious, are what guide our perceptions and actions. If we don't know what they are and how to overcome the negative ones, then what we find is that we continue in actions that are detrimental to ourselves and our relationships. So, thank you for taking this journey with me. Sorry if this wasn't polished, but we're kind of just doing it by the seat of our pants. But what I would love you to do is leave a post on our Facebook page. I love reading any comments that you have and your questions. So till next time, keep it simple. I'm Dr. Angie.